Competition for 2022. Firstly, I wish to recognise the traditional owners of the land we occupy, the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, E-O-R-A, pronounced Eora. The Eora had occupied the Sydney coastal region for around 6,000 years before Captain Phillip sailed through the Heads in January 1788. A day that marked the arrival of the Virawaggle, the people from the clouds. And I acknowledge past, present and future leaders of the Eora Nation. First, fleet accounts also refer to the Camaragal clan along the North Shoreline. The Camaragal heartland was Kayemi, Manly Cove. It was the scene of much of the Eura's early resistance to the people from the clouds. It was the place where Governor Phillip was speared and seriously injured, and it was the place where Bennelong was kidnapped by Governor Phillip. The whole story of the Eora is very eloquently told in a State Library multimedia exhibition website, in case any of you want to do some studying on the Eora, and you can find it by Googling State Library Eora Story, E-O-R-A, Eora. My name's Greg Twemlow. I'm the CEO of a not-for-profit organisation called 7 Mile Limited that was founded in 2018 in Kayemi, Manly. 7 Mile delivers enterprise in the community on behalf of the Regional Industry Education Partnerships team in New South Wales Education. And tonight we have two senior executives from that Regional Partnerships team, Peter O'Doherty and Stephen Ryan. Peter, there they are, huddling up together. And Peter O'Doherty is the catalyst for this entire project. We would not be here if it wasn't for Peter and his innovative spirit and entrepreneurial mindset. And it's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege to deliver this program for the past 3 years. There is really no greater thrill, I'm sure you'd agree, than to make a positive contribution to the lives of our young people. A very big thank you to Finclear, our sponsor tonight, Marketing Director Nigel Abbott, and CEO David Farrell. There's David there, he's one of our judges. Thank you both. It's a very special evening. David will speak after the presentations. He'll also announce the results. He'll present the awards and as a judge. And if he knew how much work he'd have to do when he was sponsoring this, he might have said, oh, hang on. Maybe not. But thank you, Nigel, thank you, David. Now, Peter O'Doherty contracted Orville Taggood. This is Orville. He's wandering around with a camera, videography and photography. And the event is being live streamed to the Finclear YouTube channel by Nigel and his multimedia team, brother Chris and Riz. I'd like to welcome several guests, and I'm not sure if they're all actually here, but I'm going to start with welcoming Kathleen Donohoe. Kathleen's a judge. Kathleen is the Director of School Learning Environments and Change at New South Wales Education. Very senior executive. Now, have I seen Liz Jackson? Is Liz here? Liz isn't here. I'm not going to welcome Liz, she's not here. And there's Dane here, Dane Norcott. Dane isn't here. Okay, I'll skip Dane. And what is Chris O'Brien here? Yeah. Oh, there's Joe. Chris. Chris. So, Chris, welcome Kathleen. Chris O'Brien is Senior Solutions Consultant with EdTech company EdApp. And I'm very delighted that I'm starting to work with Chris on taking some of our curriculum content and putting it into the cloud and making it available through devices, mobile devices, etc., to assist students in preparing for the program and to then follow up after the program. Thanks for helping, Chris. That's good. So, Enterprise in the Community commenced in 2020. This is our 3rd year, I said that. And my fellow 7 Mile director, Mitchell Philby, waving, he's the guy in the 7 Mile t-shirt, and I collaborated on the design of the program. And how did we get here tonight? During May and June this year, 5 high schools, 10 teachers, 22 teams, and well over 100 students participated in Enterprising the Community. The winning team, meaning the best of the best, from each of the 5 schools was selected to participate in this competition. I can say, now after 3 years of doing this, every time we deliver EITC, I witness positive changes in the students, including an ability to collaborate, an ability to be creatively analytical, to confidently present their ideas, and to persuade their business owner that they have nailed the solution. And all of this happens in just 14 hours. An intervention that gives the students an experience with a level of urgency just like the real world. It's the reason we make it 14 hours. We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for speed and agility, and that's what the students experience. And I want to thank the students. They're all out back there practicing, aren't they? I want to thank the students for their exceptional work ethic to complete EITC and to prepare for this event. They have done a lot of preparation. They really have. It's been fantastic to see. 3 things about this program that aren't necessarily obvious that I wish to emphasise. Where's someone going? Firstly, number 1, we're creating a growing cohort of young women and men who have the skills to solve real business problems and create new business opportunities. This is an important difference between EITC and what's generally available in the curriculum. 2, we're creating a community of like-minded people who share a focus on skills development for students. And we're working now on how to enable and activate that community. And 3, we're preparing students to leave full-time education, the school bubble, with a kit bag of skills and entrepreneurial appreciation for a future that is currently in flux and being reshaped on a daily basis, sometimes scarily. All right, the event format tonight, sequence and the judging. So each of the 5 teams address the same 6 topics. So in the structure of the program that we deliver in this time, May and June, we give the students the 6 topics. We don't try to burden them with, trying to figure out how they present their ideas. So they'll all present to the same 6 topics. Generally, we ask them about up to 8 minutes or less. They might go slightly over. The sequence tonight is, first up, McKellar Girls High. Secondly, St Paul's Catholic College, Manly. Thirdly, Alexandria Park Community School. 4th, the Balgala Boys High. And finally, St Clair's Catholic College, Waverley. The presentation management is handled by Crystal and Rhys, and Nigel, of course, from Finclear, and we thank them very much. Our judges. I've introduced Kathleen. I've mentioned David. And thirdly, Daniel Bauer, who is our senior executive here at Finclear. There are 3 independent judges. Following the presentations, Crystal is going to come over, take the sheets from the judges and enter the data into the spreadsheet. And as she does that, she'll check and validate the information. So that when she's ready, the judges and I will review the spreadsheet and David will be ready to present and to announce the winners. So the way we've got 7 data points of assessment. Each of those 7 can be awarded up to 10 points. So each judge could award a maximum of 70 points per team, 3 judges. So the final result for each team will be out of a total of 210 points. So when David steps up and said the winning team tonight got 93 points, you'll know it was 93 out of 210. I suspect he's going to say it's much higher. The prize money. Now this has been an interesting motivational force for the students. We didn't really know what was going to happen, so it is kind of an experiment. But I have had the pleasure of doing lots of experiments in conjunction with Peter O'Doherty, so we're used to experimenting. So anyway, we've got courtesy of Finclear, and it's just absolutely wonderful. They've provided a pot of $6,000 to be won by the students. Mums and dads, did you know this? You did? Okay, right. Now, the way that will be distributed is first prize will win $2,500, second prize $1,500, third prize $1,000, and fourth and fifth will each receive $500. No one goes home empty-handed. They've all worked too hard for anyone to go home empty-handed. So that's exciting. And we put no constraints over this. The money is going to the students. We would anticipate that probably the teachers will sort of help them make a good decision about what they do with the money, but it's entirely their call. And then maybe they're just going to take mum and dad out to a fabulous dinner, right? It's entirely up to the students. Now, a few more special thanks. Business owners. Now, every team in the program that we've run for the last 3 years, every team works with a business owner. Normally it is a business owner from the community near to the school. And it's typically the principal of a business. So it's normally a small business and they're working with the CEO or the general manager of that business. Those business owners are amazing people. They graciously give their time and energy to work with the students, and I can tell you that without exception, every business owner that's worked with us has absolutely loved the experience. So it's just fantastic. And tonight, each business owner will introduce their team just briefly, so you'll get to meet them. Teachers. I'm looking at Michael and Tony. I've gotten to know over the last 3 years how busy teachers are, how hard they work just getting through the regular curriculum. EITC is extracurricular. So we go into the school and we're really asking the teachers to work harder. And you know what? They do. They do it happily because they're working for the benefit of their students. And so a special thank you to all the teachers. Thank you. Great to see a cohort of parents tonight. This middle mob, I think, are all parents, right? That's pretty about right, I think that's pretty much. Parents can play a vital role to help their children develop and refine skills that provide a solid platform for all that life can offer your child. And I'll just say that 7 Mile also runs a one-day workshop specifically for parents who want to learn and to understand what they can do to help develop their child's skills. That's not for all parents. I mean, there's lots of parents who say that's the job of the school. They do that stuff. But for parents, well, just like all of you, I imagine, who want to take a more proactive role, we have that one-day workshop. If that's of interest, give me a shout before you leave tonight. So business owners, teachers and parents, together, there's Liz. I'll come back to Liz in a second. One sec, there's Liz right there. Business owners, teachers and parents, together, a cheer squad for your team. And cheer squads do one thing, don't they? They don't sit quietly. That's my experience of cheer squads anyway. And there's actually a prize tonight for the best cheer squad. All right? And Mitchell Philby has kindly volunteered to be the judge. Mitch, what are your criteria?
So, wolf whistles, yelling, screaming, loud claps, big cheers. We'll put that Richter scale up higher for more chance to win something. I like to hear all that, thank you. I'll help promote it a little bit.
Okay, all right, you're all good on that? So the message is, we're all here for the common goal of helping these young women and men develop vital skills. That's our mission. Now, Liz, that lady there in the pink jacket. I was just saying I wanted to welcome 4 special guests from the education industry, and you were here, Liz. So Liz is the supervisor, entrepreneurship, education, curriculum and innovation in the Education and Research Directorate for Sydney Catholic Schools. And that is the longest title of anyone here. I'm pretty certain. Good to see you, Liz. Thank you, Carl. All right, that's enough from me. Now, let's get going. We need Team McKellar. Are they still practicing?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, go drag them down. Okay, and the business owners for Team McKellar are Rosanna Catino and Carla Pereira, whose company is Edged VR. So come on up, Rosanna and Carla. Now, you... And Carla, introduce your team.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Rosanna from Edged VR. I'm the CEO of Edged VR. This is Carla, our program manager, and we're delighted to be here for the second year in a row with Enterprise in the Community to work with these wonderful ladies. Our business is really helping schools integrate virtual reality, so it was awesome to have a school to work on our problems. And we also supply tools and programs where teachers can help students use virtual reality as interactive learning, and they have opportunities to work with software that helps them to create their own virtual reality immersive projects.
Yeah, we were very, very happy to be partnered with the student team from NBSC McKellar Girls Campus in Manly, and instantly impressed by how quickly the girls understood our business and the problem we presented them with. The solutions they recommended were really realistic, feasible, workable solutions, and we're really excited to be here this evening to support them in the final rounds of this presentation. To our student team, we wish you good luck. Enjoy this experience. It's a wonderful opportunity for learning and growth, and we'll be cheering you from the back. And it's been wonderful
Let's practice at the end if you want the cheering. Double check.
Are you right? Okay.
Hi everyone. Tonight we are very excited to present our findings for the problem our business owners tasked us with. My name is Holly, and this is Frankie, Gemma and Annika. We are representing Edged VR, and our first speaker is Frankie.
Although 65% of schools operate with note-taking and listening to presentations, although 65% of the population are visual learners, most schools operate with note-taking and listening to presentations. This can cause students to retain only 8 to 20% of information taught. Visual stimuli is beneficial here, as it can increase the retention rate by 50%. So why do schools operate with dated methods instead of creating an environment best suited for their students?
Edged VR is the solution to this issue. It is a virtual reality business founded by Rosanna and Carla right here in northern Sydney. VR Create is a curriculum-based program that is run by Edged VR. It allows students and teachers to create and build realistic and immersive computer-generated experiences aligned with school subjects. This is done through their interactive software, which creates an environment made for all kinds of learners and many different subjects. The problem presented to our group was that Edged VR needed to understand the most effective way to incorporate their technology into years 7 to 10 science lessons. We did a number of activities to validate our solution, which were discussed with the head science teacher at our school. After talking to our teachers, our group was able to recommend a phased approach, consisting of 3 steps. 1. Enhancing the company's knowledge about the New South Wales science curriculum. 2. Implementing NESA-accredited training courses for teachers. And 3. Trialling and integrating the technology into high school science classes across New South Wales.
So phase 1,
Edged VR should enhance their knowledge about the New South Wales science curriculum. Increasing their knowledge can help them to understand how their software will be applied during science lessons. They can understand what subjects are content heavy and how the software will benefit the students and the teachers. By initially introducing specific content heavy subjects with little practical components, students will be able to understand the topics too big or too small to see in person, and will also give teachers the option to create tests or assignments with 3D images for students to assess their knowledge. The topics within science that we recommend to be introduced first include astronomy, biology, and earth and environmental science. Astronomy will allow the visualization of sub-concepts without a textbook and can provide the ability to see planets and solar systems. Biology will be incredibly helpful for content-heavy subjects with little practical work, such as infectious and non-infectious diseases. And finally, earth and environmental science, which will give students the ability to see the layers of the earth and the different ecosystems with their own eyes.
In order for the technology to be adopted across New South Wales, teachers will need to be introduced to the general concept of what virtual reality is, and then later how to use it. Teachers are very busy people and often don't have the time to take introduction courses to learn new kinds of teaching or technologies. However, we brainstormed a few ways that teachers can get the most out of this process, and subsequently will convince NESA to introduce VR Create as a preferred teaching tool for science lessons. If NESA training an accredited training course for teachers, then the introduction course would be more beneficial and more desirable. A 4-hour training session would be able to teach them all the content and would require no refresher training after the course is completed. This means that the teachers would be able to count the hours spent understanding the technology towards their professional development accreditation hours. Further, they could then teach other teachers and their students the materials that they learned.
Finally, for Phase 3. Once teachers and students know how to use the technology, there needs to be structure in how the VR is integrated into high school science lessons. Because of the broad application use of the technology, it can be leveraged to accommodate a wide range of academic and creative talent. Differentiating the curriculum gives students the opportunity to benefit from the technology at their identified level. VR Create offers 3 levels for years 7 to 10, makers, shakers, and creators, which vary in ability. This will be compatible with programs such as our school's Gifted and Talented academic program, and would allow for the students to use the technology in a more beneficial way. ICT integration in science means that teachers are required to incorporate technology into their lessons, and VR Create's user-friendly software provides a preferred alternative for teachers to use. Additionally, the technology is able to be shared between devices, so sharing content is both easier for teachers and students.
The cost of the virtual reality in science classrooms is an important factor for school, as this impacts how and when the software can be used. The cost of the virtual reality is measured on a scale. The more students in the school, the less money an individual student has to spend. For a school of over 1,000 students, the cost per student can be as little as $12 each, which can be included in their school fees. The headsets, which are not necessary for the software to be used, can be bought for $800 each. And while this is a considerable amount of money for a school to spend, we are pitching that the Department of Education can fund the money to spend on the headsets, or schools can fund money through fundraising events.
We now want you to see what the virtual reality experience will look like on your computer. Our usual video does have sound, but the quality wasn't transferred to this setting. In summary, Edged VR can incorporate their technology into science lessons by implementing a phased approach, starting with enhancing their knowledge about the New South Wales science curriculum. This is where students like us can help launch the program in our school as part of the pathway.
Thank you to the successful business owners of Edge VR and to our teachers who have helped us understand about business and collaboration skills along the way. Thank you for listening.
Well, how amazing are these young ladies, these students? Well done. Thank you so much. Is St Paul's Catholic College Manly. Come on over, students. And Joe Croak. Joe's company is Internet Innovations. Joe, tell us about it.
Great. Good evening all, and thank you for the opportunity, David and team, Nigel, Ben and St Paul's for presenting this. Parents, thanks for coming along. You probably know more about my company and the new idea than I do, and we'll learn a bit more tonight. Greg, thank you as well. My company, Internet Innovations, focused on connectivity, always connected, always on. We're all focused on providing connectivity with a big focus in agriculture. We've just had a 2-week trip to Darling Downs, an explosive area with the things happening in the world. Australia can't get enough food out of here. So team, you're creating yourself a fantastic opportunity. There's huge gaps, both in, I understand, occupational farmers and non-occupational. So I learnt 2 things so far from the team. Thank you. One is why are we focusing on occupational farmers and travelling long distances? And I'm having trouble embracing that because I enjoy the travel. So focusing on non-occupational farmers may not be as interesting. The other learning was the brand name. Thank you. And I won't steal your thunder, but you're going to present the new brand and the idea. So good luck, and I'm sure you're presenting a great opportunity for your career. So thank you all. Thanks for the opportunity to be able to be part of it.
Okay, go, you other two. Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh. My team is Banjo.
Charlie. Okay, come on, guys.
Charlie. Lucky. Tony and Ozzy. We're representing St Paul's Catholic College Manly, and we're Team Internet Innovations. Internet Innovations is owned by Joe Perlick, and his main business is Internet Innovations. It is a company that improves internet and mobile phone coverage for rural and remote areas like farms across the country. Joe believes that his connectivity and communications can be platformed for a whole new range of services. Joe discussed with us that these new services could include our decision produced an area for service to monitor multiple aspects of farms. These include water levels, soil moisture, and automation of these systems. Off to Banjo.
Our
Our initial conversation with Joe was about not knowing his business name for these new services, who he'd pitch it to, how he'd sell it, and whether he should modify the current interface of the monitoring tool that customers access. We discussed these problems and ultimately decided what the core problem of Joe's business was. Our understanding of the core problem was that Joe had the technology and the capability to create a successful enterprise. However, he was missing some key elements, such as who his target audience was. For example, hobby farmers, commercial farmers, or both. Also, he didn't know how to pitch his business to maximize his sales. Passing off to Charles.
Our thinking and possible solutions. After looking at the problem, we believe that we've narrowed it down to the 3 best solutions. Number 1, change the name. People are less likely to be interested in the product off first impressions if they don't really know what it's about, so making the name something that's related to the product or memorable will help customers recognize it in stores and online. Number 2, improve the accessibility. Improving the accessibility involves making an app that allows all types of farmers to access what they need in just a few clicks. Along with this comes the idea of distributing the product to regional stores. This is a great option for Joe because the stores are a lot closer to home and attracts more people who would be interested in actually buying his product. Downside to this is that he does lose around 30% of his earnings, however he probably sells more, making it a better option nonetheless. 3, create a subscription service. This is clearly a great option for Joe. He's able to receive consistent monthly revenue, which allows him to grow his business even further. The subscription service would be based on the number of services required by the farmer. Moving on to Lachlan.
Our recommended solution to the problem is that the business should be targeted towards occupational and hobby farmers. We believe that this is the best solution because it'll allow you to maximize your sales. App. We believe that the already existing website should be turned into an app because this will make it easier for the farmers to access, as they will be able to download the app on all of their devices, enabling easy access. This will allow the farmers more time with their family and less time on the ground. Subscription model. We believe that selling the product as a subscription model is super important for Joe's business because it can be convenient for both the customer and Joe. Name choice. We knew that Joe needed a name for his business, which is where we came up with the name Eyes on the Ground. When we presented this name to Joe, he reserved the domain for our name, but then we realized that we also needed a slogan/tagline to go along with it, which we decided on: 24/7 farm management in your hands. These names we have chosen have been researched and proved that they have not been used and now being copyrighted by Joe's business. On to Donnie.
Pathways that interest our team. Internet Innovations can sell their product through community business centres and pitching it to farmers. Doing this will allow the product to spread from word of mouth and is also low risk. Distribution through bigger businesses for farmers can make products like this disappear and get lost in their big stores with all the other products. Our group can involve ourselves with Internet Innovations by doing research and adapting changes in the business and coming up with names and slogans. We think that if we name the product something catchy and attracting, this could get the product to have a name for itself. This could potentially spread the product through consumers and everyone could know the name Eyes on the Ground. On to Aussie.
After doing this program, we have learnt multiple things. Some of these include learning the benefits of a target audience, how we mark a target audience, and creating a name that stands out to others. We have received lots of experience and this benefits us because we can implement these techniques into future programs and even possible real-life situations. We have learned if you want to start your own business, you will need experience and you will need to know how to use these techniques. Techniques like making a target audience is key for maximum profits and success, so you know who to advertise to. We have been taught by professionals on how to run a business and how to successfully make changes. We are learning to share ideas with each other and brainstorm ideas to make a business with broad technology. Thank you to 7 Mile Venture Lab, Finclear the sponsor, Mr. Falconer and Miss Shawcross for their assistance and support, and we would especially like to thank Joe, who has trusted us and worked with us, and we wish him so much success with eyes on the ground, 24/7 file management in your hands.
Team. Now, our business owner for Alexandria Park is Trent Dickerson. Come on out, Trent. Good to see you. Now, Trent is a little bit different from the other business owners.
Because I don't own the business. That would be Mr.
explain.
Stokes.
Trent is a senior executive with 7 West Media. And this is actually the first time in the program that we've had a senior executive rather than a specific business owner. So a little bit of an experiment, but I think it worked brilliantly, and you're going to tell us a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Rick. Well, look, it was a great experience. First of all, thanks to Finclear for hosting it here. These events can't happen without sponsors, and if you haven't looked at their website, have a look at it and see and learn something. There might be an area that you can pass some information on, so thank you to Finclear and to Greg. It was a wonderful experience working with these Year 10 students, a diverse mob from Alexandria Park Community School. You and I, most people in the room, would know the 7 Network, have heard of the 7 Network, have watched a lot of the 7 Network. These students in Year 10 had it. So there is the generational difference. Television, news, what happens? It's not on YouTube, it's not on demand, I don't get to watch it when I want, there's appointment viewing, all this type of work. So it was a real business that we might take for granted that the students would understand the business or know what television is, but it wasn't. So like the other businesses, it was from the ground up. So they did a great job, and this is Skills Week. I'm not sure if anyone knew, it's Skills Week this week, and taking some of the learnings that these students came up with, we're already applying them out in the real world during this Skills Week time to try and develop people to get an interest in broadcast television. Because people might say broadcast television is dead. Well, they said radio would die as well with TV, and they said newspapers would die with radio. So it's something that we see a lot of left in broadcast media, and these students have shown us a way to be able to find workers and people to participate in the industry. So I'll hand it over to them.
You need the clicker? Yeah, where's it? You starting?
Good evening all. I'm Annabelle Batista from the Alexandria Park Community School team. And first off, I'd like to acknowledge any Aboriginal elders, past, present or emerging. In the past few months, my team and I have been working with the 7 Network on ways to fix the employment, recruitment and retention rates at the 7 Network. Our ideas have included being more active in today's society, advertising their jobs online, and training programs within high schools and universities. The idea that we selected was training programs within high schools and universities. The 7 Network, including Channel 7 and 7 Plus, is Australia's largest free-to-air television network, which is 91% of the Australian population. They also include 4 free-to-air television sites, as well as an on-demand site. Thank you.
Wrong one. Good evening. My name is Sam. My group was tasked with solving 7 networks issues of employee recruitment and retention and giving you insight on how we might go about solving these issues. From our point of view, we can see there is a wide range of issues that may affect us, such as a lack of exposure to possible career opportunities in the free-to-air television industry. Due to this lack of exposure and poor knowledge of possible career paths, in Sydney alone, there were over 19 vacant positions in Seven Networks operations. But when it comes to Seven Networks' poor retention of employees, we have found that a reason for this is that there is a large gap between Seven Networks' pay and some others in the industry. As a Seven Network employee, depending on their role, could be paid up to 15% less than some others in the industry. The issues that I've mentioned today affect the Seven Networks' recruitment and retention of employees. And if our solutions are applied, I wholeheartedly believe that Seven Network will put themselves at the forefront of the free-to-air television industry and really get ahead of the market. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Rick. The Seven Network presented us with an issue. We came up with 3 strategies to defeat it. Their problem was to recruit and retain employees. Our first strategy involved school-based traineeships, where a representative from the Seven Network will go out to school communities and present workshops and courses to interested students. And if not, they will find interested students through these presentations. The best of those to get trained up in all the areas required for the Seven Network industry. The second strategy for success we figured out was the University and Tafe Education Scholarship. This includes Seven Network selecting a student from university or Tafe with a desirable skill set and paying for their entire tuition in return for them joining the Seven Network following their education. This is beneficial for the Seven Network as the Seven Network finds a hand-picked student and they will get them straight after, as they don't need to use a recruiter, and a recruiter requires up to 30% of that first year recruit's salary. Our final strategy for success that we came up with was raising the wages and salaries, as when one is looking for a career path, salary is like a magnet. When you look at the salary, that's what attracts you. So if the Seven Network can make these salaries more competitive, then they will attract more candidates and get to pick from a wider variety and best worker that fits their needs. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean. Young people, and students in particular, have little to no idea about the television industry. So how would interest in that department develop? We have deemed school-based traineeships to be the best way to develop interest and recruit employees in the television industry. This will include a representative from Seven delivering presentations and workshops to schools, universities, and other educational institutions, and to offer traineeships and/or internships to students who may be interested. This will greatly increase interest in working at Seven Network and the television industry as a whole. We advise young adults to pitch these job opportunities to make working at Seven Network more preferable, as young people can relate and look to them as role models. To retain employees, we suggest that employers are given a pay rise, as training a new employee is more expensive than simply granting current employees as a pay rise by around $16,000 on average across Australia. Therefore, providing pay rises will net more money for Seven Network in the long term. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Kai, and there are many pathways that interest our team. However, how may we get involved? Our age demographic has a trend of following the majority of people our age, so having open conversations with students about the potential, the jobs available in free-to-air television could interest them, as well as giving insight on potential pathways they may take in the future. Our word would hold value to our generation, therefore sparking an interest in the industry. The Seven Network may also consider having programs with schools, universities, or Tafe, which would spread awareness about the company as well as the jobs available in it. It would consist of a young rep, a veteran rep, as well as a possible trainee who could share their thoughts and feelings. The Seven Network would receive much more attention from the massive demographic that is young people, and would end up in a much higher chance as candidates for jobs. Every year, there's a graduating class of over 500,000 students nationally. If Seven Network is unable to address this audience, there will be a huge loss of candidacy for recruitment in the future. Thank you.
During this program, We as a team have learnt so much insightful information about the free-to-air television industry and the 7 network. This includes how the industry is run, the job opportunities present, and the career paths open. We also learnt how to work together as a team and solve problems, such as the one the 7 network has presented us with. They were struggling to recruit and retain employees, and we have done our best to deliver with our 3 strategies. The first of which being the school-based traineeship, workshops and courses. The second being the university scholarship, with a desirable skill set joining the 7 network and raising the wages, as that helps in both retaining and recruiting. We spoke to you about our pathways that interest us, as we would like to lead the advertisements of jobs in the 7 network, as we believe our impact would be felt more by our generation and demographic rather than other people that serve as not as much relatability to our generation. I would like to thank everybody here. Thank you to the 7 network. Thank you to 7 Mile. Thank you for everybody who took part in this initiative. Thank you for everybody here, and we hope you've taken something away from it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, students. Some politicians. Maybe, I don't know if you'd wish that on your children, but they're incredibly impressive. All right, now let's go with Balgala Boys High. Now, actually, Mitch, are you sensing that, have you got a kind of clear leader at the moment in the cheer squad competition?
Actually, good to brought that up.
Don't say too much.
No, I've seen some, I guess it's great to see collaboration from all the parents. I'm hearing a lot of shouts and screams and yells, and at the same time, a lot of applaud by all the parents. So you're all helping each other, which is great. So it's great collaboration work so far.
Nice.
So it's very hard at the moment to judge a winner just yet, but the game's not over yet.
It can't be a tie. There's got to be a clear winner. Maybe we have a cheer off at the end. That might work.
Hopefully we'll go that way.
Okay, all right.
So I'll take over. Thank you.
So,
I'll jump. I'm just going to be speaking on behalf of the business owner. Unfortunately, he got COVID, so unfortunately he couldn't make it. But Shannon Nedden, who is the owner of a gymnasium about 150 metres away from Balgala High, has asked me just to say a few words on his behalf. And to really address Shannon's problem that he had was he was an ex-professional rugby league player for Manly in the late 90s, and he then opened up a gym, which was quite easy because he had a lot of brand recognition and brand equity in his professional sporting career. But after 20 years, the new generation didn't know who he was, so he struggled to get cut through in the marketplace about his brand and his capabilities. But at the same time, the other challenge with a lot of the gyms worldwide and locally in Australia is that there's a lot of time that they're not being used, so it's been underutilised. A lot of people do it in the mornings and nights, and in between the day is quite vacant. So he was trying to understand how he could market that and change that. He had the team from Balgala High work on his problem, and he was very impressed with both the professionalism what the kids came up with, but also they kind of connected to him. And one of the things that we always see from the students is that progressively through the program, the kids don't want to let the business owner down. And they're so sincere about trying to do the right thing, they actually lift their game up so much more than we expect, because we just thought they might do it because they thought they had to. They don't do it that way. There's a lot of passion that they bring, and these students will represent that tonight as well. So off to you, Balgala boys.
Good evening, parents, teachers, students, peers, and judges. I am Charlie Stowe, and I'm accompanied by Makito Waters, Matt Evans, Felix Brady, Felix Wallace, and Luke Thompson. I'd like to ask all of you a question. Do you believe working out as a young adult or teenager stunts your growth? Many individuals believe that this statement is to be true, but however, despite the numerous accusations, is incorrect and in many cases may actually increase growth hormones. That Fitness Place is an eminent local gym which provides its clients with premium quality equipment in an attempt to meet their fitness goals. Differing itself from the market, Shannon Nevin, former Sea Eagles player, founder, and managing partner of the practice, develops a personal relationship with each individual client, creating a sense of community within the gym compared to commercial gym competitors.
Thanks, Charlie. Here's our understanding of the problem. That Fitness Place is currently experiencing multiple setbacks, resulting in an unsuccessful promotion of the gym to the local community. This creates a lack of awareness of the business in the general public. But we've narrowed down Shannon's issues into two main prohibiting factors: suboptimal digital marketing and local competition. In today's society, Shannon's target audience, teenagers, are heavily reliant on digital media, meaning huge exposure to digital marketing. And without creating a strong online platform, Shannon has neglected the opportunity to tap into a highly profitable market that is today's youth. This lack of opportunity further inhibits Shannon to compete with fellow commercial gyms that I'm sure many of you here tonight go to, such as Plus Fitness and Fitness First, further restricting That Fitness Place's potential business opportunities. Now, to further understand the profits Shannon is missing out on, we have sent out a survey to all Year 7 and 8 students at Balgowlah Boys that would like to attend the gym. Out of over 200 participants, only 10% have no interest in going. Meanwhile, 90% have an interest in attending the gym. This allows us to directly tap into the teenage market that are interested in going to the gym by offering them an excellent local gym that they can go to safely learn how to grow.
After consistent brainstorming, our top 3 possible solutions include an improvement to the digital marketing, the addition of teen benefits, and an overall utilisation of the gym as a Wednesday sport option. A potential suggestion in order to improve the marketing aspect of That Fitness Place would be to improve the digital marketing through altering the photos used on the website and use photos which depict client progression and the location of the gym. Our second solution, which would directly target the teenage market, such as myself, will be benefits for teens. These benefits include group training sessions and free holiday trials. Our third suggestion would be a utilisation of the gym as a Wednesday sports program for Year 7 and 8 students in order to teach them the safe and correct form when beginning to work out, ultimately building a strong and reliable relationship between the students and Shannon. However, we have developed one more strategy which Luke will now introduce.
Thanks, Makito. What do you think the difference is between That Fitness Place and other commercial gyms? This is a question that we had in our minds. But then it hit us like a light bulb. It was so obvious when we thought of it. Do you know what it is? Shannon Nevin. With Shannon Nevin as the main marketing point for his gym, we can effectively promote his history as a Sea Eagles player by creating an entirely new model of business, Shannon's Strength Academy. The Northern Beaches is full of young, up-and-coming athletes and people who live and breathe the Manly Sea Eagles, and no one else can cater to their needs like Shannon. He is our secret weapon. Shannon can use his rich knowledge and experience from his days playing professional sport in the Sea Eagles to provide effective nutrition information and exercises for these young athletes to build up strength, as we strongly believe that the best way forward for this gym is utilizing Shannon as a lifestyle to live by. This will make Shannon the centerpiece of his gym as opposed to a component of it, and open up pathways for Shannon to grow his business. But Felix can tell you more about that.
Yeah, pathways that interest our team. Our group would like to be directly involved in the formulation of the relationship between Shannon Nevin and young teen athletes. Following the introduction of Shannon Strength Academy, our group thought, where could we progress from here? That's where we were brought to the idea of merchandise such as protein shakers, apparel, and gym accessories. As well as providing the assistance in the creation of Shannon Strength Academy, we will spread the word about that fitness place across Balgowlah Boys, bringing in a new range of customers, establishing the brand TFP to become a household name throughout the Northern Beaches.
So what have we learned from this program? This program has allowed us to grasp a further understanding on the economic and technical difficulties that are associated with growing a business and the problems that come up due to it. Me and my team have collaborated and brainstormed ideas to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of our task business solution, that fitness place. We've also learned how to present as a group to an audience, as you can see. I would like to thank all peers, visitors, parents and teachers, and a big thanks to Shannon Nevin, Mr. Maguire, Miss Olivia, 7 Mile, and of course Finclear for making this a possibility. Thank you everyone, have a great night.
And I say that because, over the last 3 years, I've seen how quickly the teams gel, and the teachers pick the teams not because they're all buddies. They pick them with complementary personalities and skills. So they come together, almost as strangers, but they very quickly gel as a team, which I just think is absolutely wonderful. I love that aspect of it, and you will have seen that, and some of them have reflected on the fact that they've learned to collaborate, and what an important skill that is. Absolutely amazing. All right. Well, where's Mitch? Yeah. So don't be too far away, because you've got to be detecting our last team for today. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you very much. Here's St. Clair's Catholic College, Waverley. Do we have the students? Yes, we do. And Laura Craig from Vivo Marketing is the business owner. And thank you, Laura, for being here. Now, could you also just explain, because the girls are going to present a solution to your client's problem, so you might just help.
Yeah, perfect. Hi everyone, my name's Laura, I'm from Vivo Marketing. I'm so delighted to be here with the girls today. I'm so excited that they got through to the finals. And I have to say I was incredibly impressed with their presentation. It actually blew me away. I was thinking maybe an internship might be on the cards, what the detail that they've gone to. The multimedia they've created is just exceptional. And I'm really happy to be a part of this program. I really wish I could have done something like this at school. So I just think it's so great for the kids to be able to do this. So my business is Vivo Marketing. So we're a strategic marketing agency. And we work with small to medium-sized clients on helping them with their marketing challenges. We help them build marketing plans, and then we help them execute it as well. And so the challenge that I've given the girls today is actually based on one of my clients, and they're called the Reese Motivation Profile. And that profile essentially gives people about 120 different questions, and it profiles them based on 160 different desires. And so there's 7 trillion or something different combinations that they could be profiled with. And my challenge to them was, how could we apply it to schools, or how could we launch it into schools? So without any more time, I'm going to hand it over to the girls. Best of luck.
Hi, my name is Jess Campbell, and this is Anushree, Sophia, Jessie, and Lucy. And to those who are unfamiliar, Reese Motivation is a questionnaire which scientifically analyses what motivates individuals. After completing the questionnaire, a Reese Motivation profile is curated, outlining your results. These results are split into 16 basic desires, which can help determine a person's values, predicts their behaviours, and analyses what influences their development of personality traits. However, what the platform has been most useful in is determining what creates harmony and conflict in our interpersonal relationships.
Laura has come to us with the challenge of how to implement Reese Motivation into a school setting, specifically how it can help students within their academic life. Because Reese Motivation has only been used within a corporate setting and with professional sporting teams, the data may be hard to contextualise within schools. For instance, within a corporate setting, the data can be used to analyse working habits. So someone who exhibits more independence may work best individually, while someone more team-oriented may work best in a group. Therefore, our challenge is to implement the Reese Motivation data so that it relates to school situations. Thus, our solution must do two essential things. Number one, address how the data can be used within school situations, and number two, make the data easy to analyse and accessible for students. Good news is, we've developed a plan which connects students to the platform and outcompetes other personality databases, which in turn will encourage other schools to implement the platform within their own learning.
Our possible solutions include the utilisation of social media, an app and a website. The app has the function of acting as a portal to provide easy access to results. The app is practical by being easy to use and engaging by being an interactive experience. However, it is less accessible as it may not support all operating systems and is highly costly to produce as a developer is needed. The solution of using social media has the purpose of reaching out to students online through mediums such as Instagram to promote the service. Social media is practical by being easy to use, update, and manage with minimal to no cost. Despite this, there will be less engagement since when on social media, students use it as a form of leisure and will be less inclined to engage with posts related to schooling. The website will be most effective as it's easy to navigate, enables easy access to results, and acts as a student portal. The website was chosen as its most appropriate solution as it's user-friendly, enables easy data updating, is easily accessed on all devices with internet, whilst being highly interactive and costing less than an app. Disc is very similar to RMP and is their main competitor, with the same primary target audience being large corporations. Therefore, this makes the business less desirable for school environments. In contrast, out of these three competitors, the MBTI test is the most successful and is used by all individuals as it's free, easy to use, online with a simple website and provides quick results and uses mass customization. Thus, by researching our competitors, we were able to outline what RMP should be implementing to reach such success like MBTI and to appeal to a younger audience in a schooling environment.
Through reviewing possible solutions as well as competitors, we were able to come up with the best recommended solution, providing the biggest competitive advantage for Reese Motivation. Firstly, and quite simply, we have decided to change the logo by making it green, promoting engagement and productivity. Secondly, we've come to the conclusion that a student domain or website known as RMP Edu would be the most effective solution for Reese Motivation's problem. This new website domain will be trialled through an ambassador program. This program will be run in select schools. The Ambassador Trial program will ensure the domain is properly tested and valid before becoming a mass-scale project, and also find errors and room for improvement. This highlighting where future and further developments would be necessary to appropriately provide for a student audience. This solution, once trialled, will connect to students through the new engaging design of the domain, allowing them to better comprehend and enjoy the program at hand. Through this newfound student engagement created from the new domain, Reese Motivation will be able to outcompete similar corporations, this allowing them to find more success within schools beyond the Trial Ambassador program. If the trial program proves to be successful, not only will it connect students and outcompete other businesses, but it will also encourage other schools to apply to join the program. With this success, stages such as an app could be reached, allowing for a broader target market in the future. Further extending and refining our recommended solution, we believe the data collation system currently used could be altered. Previously, data was presented like this. However, for a student audience, this format could be an overload of information and confusing to understand. Due to this, we've created a new way of presenting data. This simplified version of profiling results will allow for more beneficial takeaways, allowing students an easier reference and understanding of their results. This new data collation format will be a prominent feature of the new student domain.
So, when developing our solution, we established a 4-step process to satisfy the problem. 1. An ambassador validation program. 2. Creating a connection between RMP and students via the new student portal. 3. Outcompeting competitors by providing a detailed and tailored service. 4. Encouraging the schools to adopt the process and test. The ambassador validation program is an important first step, as it is an efficient source collector and can prevent financial or resource issues if the schools choose not to adopt the program. 2. Upon the launch of the education domain of RMP, if step 1 is successful, the test can connect individuals in the school to one another. The language of the website will be easy to understand as it uses simplified terminology and relevant information. So, how will the program connect students? Well, upon the usage of the test, the data about the different motivation and personality types that the students receive can provide a link that connects students with one another. This connection can be applied within a school setting in many different ways. We could incorporate it into senior career programs, or teachers could group students in classes based on their motivations and results. 3. Outcompeting. By outcompeting other platforms, Next is outcompeting other platforms. Our biggest competitor is DISC, who is currently servicing schools, corporations, and businesses. However, DISC does not offer the same level of detail that RMP does. This is due to RMP catering to different groups. We can see this as DISC's website lacks the simplified terminology that RMP Edu proposes, as DISC is not catered towards a school environment nor audience. Finally, if the program works, then we will be successful to promote the platform to other schools, and this will therefore spread an increase of the use of the program. This will result in revenue for RMP that can be put towards expanding and enhancing the company, therefore by adding additional platforms such as an RMP Edu app.
We learned a variety of skills whilst doing this project. Firstly, we learned how to collaborate with both our peers and the business owners. This is an important skill in business as it can build strong relations and connections, and this promotes communication. Secondly, we all learned how to understand and respond to different business models and their operations. RMP's business model is very different from the ones that we studied in class, so seeing a real business allows us to consider different aspects that make a business successful. Finally, as a group, we learned how to address and adapt to unseen problems of a business. Going to the project, none of us knew what to expect or what problem we'd receive. Fortunately, this project has given us the opportunity to learn, adapt and solve complex business problems, all of which are integral skills for future life. Thank you for having us and thank you for listening.
Thank you, students. That was absolutely fantastic. I didn't hear too much whooping and cheering, but there was a lot of clapping, so it was obviously very, very good. Now, so that was the last presentation, judges, and so we'll give you a little bit of time just to consolidate. And Crystal, is Crystal here? Where's she gone? Oh, you're going to enter that data into this. The teams in the schools is they typically have only presented in their classroom to their peers. So in the program in the schools, you know, the final event is we take them out of that comfort zone and we put them into an environment, usually in the school hall. They're presenting to a fairly large group, often senior executives from education, senior school staff. So that is a whole new experience for them. which they cope with brilliantly. And I wasn't quite sure what would happen tonight, but as you can see, it's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we'll get them all back at some point together. We'll give them a massive round of applause. We're just going to wait now a little bit so the judges are doing their numbers. Crystal is going to enter it into a spreadsheet. This is an ideal opportunity for me to call on Peter O'Doherty, who hates me doing this, but...
Maybe just have a 2 minute break.
What do you want to do? Hello. Whoa. Folks, thank you. Sorry, there's lots of great conversations going, but I would like to introduce David Farrell, the CEO of Finclear, and thank you again, David.
Thank you. I hate to interrupt people obviously having a great time, and just that buzz in the room is fantastic. I'm mindful also that no one probably wants to listen to me. We all want to get to the main event and work out who the winners are. What I'd like to sort of say firstly is just a huge congratulations. I don't know about all you guys, but that confidence that we saw from those young groups of people to get up here and present, I just thought was completely mind-blowing. And the fact that they get their mind around some quite intricate and difficult subject matters at the same time, again, a level of maturity. So, I want to congratulate, firstly 7 Mile. I mean, what a fantastic program this is, and congratulations to Greg for implementing this now. And we are, very firm supporters. When I first heard of this, I went, this is just something that we've got to be involved with. I want to congratulate, obviously, New South Wales Education, the business owners, HVR, Internet Innovation, 7 West Media, That Fitness Place, Vivo Marketing, the teachers, the proud parents. First and foremost, congratulations to all you guys. I mean, how proud must you be to see your kids up here and be so confident about presenting. And finally the students. Look, it's probably a corny thing, but I don't think you're all winners tonight, no matter what we announce here in the next 5 minutes. You've all done just such a fantastic job, and so congratulations to you guys. Look, one of the reasons that we were so passionate about getting involved in this is that Finclear is quite an early company. So Finclear, for those that are quite new company, young company, for those that don't know, we're a financial markets and infrastructure company. It's really boring, pretty, really. But what we do is provide innovation, and we provide solutions that give efficiencies to our clients. That's really what it's about, innovation and efficiencies. And so this was very firmly in our sights in terms of aligning with our values. The other thing is, I worked in very boring investment banking and bankland for 25 plus years. I never saw opportunities like this when I was a kid at school. It took me 25 years to get the courage to move out of that environment and become an entrepreneur and start my own business. And I look back and think, gee, if these opportunities had been available to me, perhaps I might have started that journey a little bit sooner. The other thing is, and I'd like to highlight, as a country, Australia is incredibly well positioned. We've got a great education system, we've got great diversity thanks to immigration, and we've got a global outlook. And these are all things that generate entrepreneurship, tech innovation. So we're in a great position to promote more of these opportunities. And finally, just the opportunity for kids, students, I shouldn't say kids, young adults, to experience real-world business problems and come up with innovations is really going to, I believe, put them in a great position for their future life and how they look at problem solving and providing innovation and solutions. So I'm incredibly proud to be supporting this, and I'm hoping it's going to be a long term and it's going to grow over time. But importantly, what such fantastic presentations, and let's get on to perhaps talking about the winners, which is what everyone wants to perhaps see.
They're crunching the numbers. Thank you, David. And, music to our ears. Peter, I think it's most appropriate because you are the catalyst for this project. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Did you meet David? Peter O'Doherty.
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much.
Good to meet you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Look, firstly, look, thanks for everybody giving up their time during the week to come over here, and for the students and the teachers for all the effort that they put in over the programme, and also to Finclear as well for supporting the event, because I think it's really important that with all the work and with an entrepreneurship programme, to get an opportunity to actually win a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars. From my side, look, I work with Training Services New South Wales. We're part of the Department of Education. I was involved with a number of entrepreneurship programs with large multinational corporations that I didn't really like how they worked, and I thought they were a bit, I don't know the word over here, watery, that I would say there was no real outcome. So I went to Greg and his team, and I was really keen to develop something on a local level. And I think that it's in the third year of its operation now. We started off with St Paul's Manly, and they took a real chance to deliver the programme. And since then, I think we've really managed to develop a really good programme that brings industry and real world skills into the classroom. And really that's all we're trying to do, develop those skills and develop that awareness on a local level. But really, look, it can't be done without the hard work from the teachers, the students, business owners, and also with people like Finclear coming on board, and also to Greg and Mitch who had the vision, but also put in the hard work. So, thank you very much.
Nearly ready, sorry, folks, just crunching numbers. We should get all the students here now.
We might round up and get away.
Sorry, why don't you come on over and sort of spread out Kiki and David? That will also afford a photo. Do your best to spread out. I don't know how. We heard you closing that deal. It sounded like it went well.
I'm going to share it.
Okay. Let me get the numbers. 1 second. Excuse me. It's so quiet.
Oh, I can feel the tension. But again, I mean, I would just like to impress, literally, from our perspective, so difficult to judge. Everyone did such a great job. Congratulations to everyone, because they were all just such great presentations. However, there can only be one or three, and so so third place for this evening goes to team number 2, St Paul's College. Second place goes to St Clair's College. And first place, I've got to say, again, you know, how difficult it was, but you know, there was some consistency, I think, in how we looked at it and arrived at this, and pleasingly, I think the scores actually represented our sort of gut feel as well, which I think was great. So first place, to no more suspense. First place goes to Balgowlah Boys. I think we have some awards and presentations to
and we just mention that the other two teams
I'm sorry,
equal force
yes,
will receive $500 each.
That's right.
Okay. The first place team, $2,500, second place $1,500, third place $1,000. Now, I think particularly those teams' parents should expect to be taken out to a very dance.
Yes,
So one thing we really do want to do, if you're all happy and if you don't mind, sort of close this off, is we'd like to hear what the teams decide to do with the money. And it doesn't matter what that is, there's no constraints at all, but it would just be good for the story if the teachers could just let me know what their decisions are about how they use the money. Now, some photos with, where's the certificates? Has Chris got the certificates? So this is first place. Okay, so these are probably all first actually. So who was first again? Balgowlah Boys. Yeah, that's right. So, yep. So
Balgowlah Boys, if you would like to come forward and grab we'll fill out the details. Obviously, we haven't had time for that, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done. Congratulations. 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 So I think one of the things that struck me about Balgowlah Boys was their consistency across, you know, identifying the problem and explaining the story. So I think that's probably, you know, from our perspective, what really impressed us. Okay, second place. Sorry, St Clair's College. Congratulations, ladies. Well done.
That's the first place.
We'll take it. There's a spare first place going. There we are. We'll do that again. Well done. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you
well
very
done.
much.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
We'll put those to the side so we don't get that wrong, and then we'll get and third place. Where are we? St Paul's College. Where are the? Here we are, St Paul's College. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great work. Well done. Well done, mate. Very good. All good.
There's that one. And for the finals.